War Poetry Analysis by Janice Van Heer. This poem was written in 1918 by Wilfred Owen, who served as a soldier in World War I. At the time of the poem's publication, the horrors of the war were not common knowledge, so the imagery and message of this piece shocked the public. The first stanza serves to set the scene. With similes, metaphors, alliteration, etc., Owen paints a ghastly picture of soldiers limping back from the front lines. The sonnet form, combined with alliteration like knock-kneed and men marched, creates a rhythm which helps the reader imagine the marching soldiers, and thus be more engaged by the poem. Certain similes, such as coughing like hags, emphasize the horrific effect of war, while metaphors, such as drunk with fatigue, evoke images of soldiers drinking and having fun in their pre-war lives. This exhibited loss of normalcy generates sympathy for the soldiers. Owen uses personification in the line "tired, outstripped 5 nines" to imply that war is so wearisome, even the weapons are sick of it. The author also uses words like fumbling and clumsy to depict the heartbreaking reality of unsure, youthful soldiers. The assonance of other emotive words like writhing, smothering, and gargling illustrates the constant negatives of war and the atrocities which are perpetual, not fleeting or infrequent. In the last stanza, the reader is addressed directly, as Owen implores us to imagine the urgency and panic behind a dying man being flung into a wagon, and the potent pain behind the white eyes writhing. Finally, Owen completes the Latin quote mentioned in the title, which translates to, "It is right and glorious to die for one's country," this time directly calling it a lie, with a capital L, to tell the reader, in no uncertain terms, there is nothing glorious or sweet. Breakfast by Wilfred Wilson Gibson is similar in theme to Dulce et Decorum Est, as both poets aim to depict the corrupt nature of war. However, compared to Wilfred Owen, Gibson has a much more focused and succinct method. Both poems feature alliteration, but this is the extent of their shared techniques, as Gibson avoids simile, metaphor, etc. in favor of regular iambic pentameter and plain narrative style. Breakfast was written in 1917, the first year of the author's stint as a soldier, but was nowhere near as well known as Owen's work. True to Gibson's style, the poem is straightforward and easy for the common man to relate to. As you can see, the rhyming structure of this poem is quite irregular, with each chunk serving its own purpose. The first 6 lines follow the standard ABBA structure and are very casual. If it wasn't for the shells screeching overhead, it could be mistaken for a mundane story about blokes gambling over football. This humanizes the soldiers and allows the reader to identify with them. Line 7 interrupts the rhyming structure, mundanity, as Ginger's death is covered in 3 words. This aims to shock the reader and illustrate the unpredictable dance between life and death for those in the trenches. The first 2 lines are then repeated to signify that death, normally such a horrifying and long-mourned happening, is just another everyday occurrence for the Dulce et Decorum Est was the first poem I chose. Its striking imagery and the ardent conviction behind it really captured my attention. Additionally, from the first glance, it was obvious the poem featured ample techniques to discuss. I selected Breakfast much later because of how different the author's style was. Gibson's work was simple and brief, but managed to deliver the staying power in its message. This is my bibliography. Thank you for watching.